Hi, my name is James Pan, and this is my technical assessment for ASEA Global. Now, I was asked to clone this flyer. If we take a look here, just 3 pages, pretty basic stuff, just a typical flyer for a company. Now, here's what I was able to come up with. Okay, so the first page, the second page, and the third page. So, if we compare these two, we will see I got pretty close. I had some issues with the fonts and sizing and also the spacing of the letters. Um, with that, I was able to figure out most of it. There are some tweaks that I needed to make last minute, and I think it turned out pretty well. So this is the first page. Now for the next page, pretty similar stuff. Just paying very close attention to detail with what's going on with these different pages. For the last page, it's terms and conditions. Pretty simple. Um, just wanting to clone it to the best of my ability. Now we do see here that I did add a download and print feature. I was asked to add those real quick, and I was able to do that. So if we click this right here, it's going to download the files. If we click print, it'll start printing it out. Unfortunately, I don't have a printer, so this tab might freak out on me a bit, but we are able to download and print this flyer. Now, with the code, this is the HTML page for the first flyer. And you can see I have lots of elements and lots of classes assigned to each element in this HTML file. The reason being is it's a lot easier for me to be able to look at each of these elements and adjust it accordingly, whether that's spacing or font size. I'm able to do that just directly through here. So if I go ahead and adjust, let's say, the header, let's do 10 pixels. You'll see here it just goes up there, turn it back up. So the reason being for having all these classes is just so that it makes it easier for me to just place it on the page however I need to see fit to clone this project. Now, with bigger projects, I would typically use display flex and more commonly used methods. This isn't a very commonly used method just to clone each class and assign it to each variable, but it did work for me just with these smaller projects. It is able to make it a little bit faster. Now, this is the second page of the flyer. Kind of the same thing here, lots of classes. Now, I do use span and divs in this one. Most of my paragraphs are going to be using span elements. And this is the final page right here. And you can see I was able to add that download button using an A tag, and then a button for that print. Now, luckily, the download is built into HTML5. They did just add it, so I didn't have to do anything with JavaScript or anything like that. But like you can see here, lots of classes, lots of paragraphs as well. So for the second flyer, for the CSS, kind of similar to the first one, just kind of made it so it was easier for me to access each element. And the way I assign these classes, or name them, I should say, is so I can more easily find the element on the page. So the higher numbers on here typically mean they're deeper in the page. And then for each different E tag that I give them, E5 or E8, just kind of means if they're bolded or not, if they have special effects or anything like that. Just helps me understand it a little bit better, and so I don't lose track. Now for the final page, let's open that back up. And next page. Kind of similar to the other ones, just lots of paragraphs here. So we're just assigning those to each different element and then give them different sizing, different weight classes, different font styles, just stuff like that. Making sure they're put in the right place and to just make it as close to the PDF that I was given as possible. Now, with this project, I'll be including a link to my GitHub so you can view the code there as well. With that, if you have any other questions, please feel free to reach out to me in regards to the code or the flyer itself. I think it turned out very well. I'm very proud of where it got, and I'm hoping to make my mark in this company. Hey, thank you for watching. You have a great rest of your day.